To dive to pit road, and we're about to go green for $1 million to win. There is no better race and no better time than to say, boogity, 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 let's go racing in the All-Star race, boys.
We talked about the restarts, and Darrell, we saw right there, Clint Boyer couldn't get going. That's going to be the key at the end of this race, making sure you get a good start. Clint 0 for 1 on that.
I've never seen anybody that can restart the way that 18 car does. He is awesome. Busch, Biffle, Boyer, 3-car breakaway. Got to watch these early laps because these cars get a little bit pushy on the low air pressure, and it takes a couple of laps for them to settle in. Edwards fourth, Mark Martin fifth, then Stewart.
Jamie Murray down on the bottom of the racetrack. 2-3 grooves here, Mike. You can run all over this racetrack.
Kurt Busch, last year's winner in the 22. Jeff Gordon right behind on the bottom.
Isn't that fun looking? Look at that.
Is it just my imagination, or do they really look like they're doing 210 miles an hour? Clean and green, and it's 2 cars in front of the field. Boyer under fire from Edwards for third. And here's Carl at the bottom.
You know, I think a lot of these race car drivers, maybe even Carl Edwards more than anybody, we heard Boyer's attitude there on the start. They might get a little bit tired of hearing about Kyle Busch. This is All-Star night. We're going to show Kyle Busch something.
Well, I always had a theory about a race like this. You can either be a part of the show, or you can be the show. Kyle Busch for Joe Gibbs Racing, which has never won the All-Star race, playing Catch Me If You Can, and Greg Biffle is there. That high line on the turn 2, that is the key. Getting up there high and getting that momentum down the back straightaway.
We've talked about all the power these Fords have. Darrell, you put one up high and keep it wound up, she really goes in.
New leader, Greg Biffle. I'm sure Kyle Busch will realize that maybe I need to get up high here in a lap or two. You got to try that high line if you want to pass somebody. Biffle, Busch, Edwards. Casey Kane to fourth. Boyer has slipped to fifth. And remember, Jimmy Johnson is in the 5 tonight, battling Kevin Harvick here for 13. Oh, 5 time. He just went ahead and put that number on his car. Maybe it's because Lowe's couldn't afford to get 48% off. Maybe. Jeff Gordon battling Kurt Busch. And that's for 10th place.
It's fun to see old Jeffy back in the DuPont car. Those colors look really good on All-Star night.
It's fun to see his daughter in pre-race trying on Dad's helmet. You know, Michael, it was back in 1995 in this race that Earnhardt Sr. showed up over here with a silver car, and that really started a trend that we've all followed ever since of having special paint jobs and special cars for this special race.
Yeah, back in 1997, driving for the Wood Brothers, I drove a car that was painted like a dog, and you know what? Ran like one.
It wouldn't hunt.
That dog wouldn't
That dog just wouldn't go, huh?
Matt Kenseth on the move. Up behind Ryan Newman as they pass David Rudiman. Rudiman says, not so quickly.
Back up front, Kyle Busch coming back on Greg Biffle, the leader. Jamie Mack and Jeff Gordon, that's for 9th place.
We talked to Jamie Mack a little bit, Darrell. He just hasn't liked his car so far this weekend.
Well, there's a word that just kind of all of a sudden popped up on the horizon a year or so ago. Speed. Got us a little, he doesn't have any speed in his car. Here comes Kyle to the bottom. Biffle squeezes him down. Doesn't give him a whole lot of room. Biffle loves to lead. Well, that high line, you just get so much momentum off of that corner that it's hard to pass on the bottom. Kind of bogs you down when you get underneath somebody like that. To keep this up, they'll have Carl Edwards right with them.
Yeah, Carl's coming.
I think Carl is going to be the man, too.
Yeah, I feel that way, too. I think he's going to have a car to beat tonight.
Clint Boyer is running the high line. Mark Martin has been on the bottom. And that last time into turn 3, Martin almost made the pass on Boyer for 5th. Now, in the 25, Mark Martin, Jimmy took his number for tonight, so 25 for 25 years has been one of Rick Hendrick's numbers. 25 owned by Rick's dad, Papa Joe. I just wonder, Michael, you know, with David Reagan winning that first race, how much information he was able to share with his teammates. Because all the Roush cars are in this race. That'd be a big advantage to be able to tell your teammates what the track did and the adjustments they need to make.
And they also talked a lot about strategy, Darrell, whether they got tires or not. So they learned a lot during that race. And one of the key adjustments that these teams made is air pressure. So they definitely learned what kind of air pressure it took to win that first race.
Here comes Edwards in the 99. That Ford for the last 3 laps has been a tenth of a second quicker than the 2 leaders. Front row, trouble. A little debris on the grill of the 18. You can't put up with that very long. Jimmy Johnson in the 5. Moving under Jamie McMurray for 10th place. I got that front row in there for Coach. You talked about that dog, you know. Watch Kyle try to get up behind Biffle and get real close to him. Get that low pressure area and let that debris come off the grill.
You heard the crew chief there just say to Kyle, watch that water temperature. We want to make sure we don't get in trouble here.
Yeah, because you're on max tape right now. They got these things taped up as close to being too much as you'd ever want to go. Now here's what's interesting. Now that Edwards has caught the 2 leaders, his lap times are no longer quicker than theirs because he's no longer in clean air.
Yeah, he's right on their bumper, so there isn't really anywhere he can go. You're right, Mike. It changes the way your car feels when you get up behind another guy.
That, and maybe he's reviewing the situation. Maybe he's taking a look at these two and seeing what they got, where they're running. Carl's a smart guy. He does a lot of analyzing. 13 laps complete. 12 laps from now, if we stay green, everyone will have to make a green flag pit stop for 4 tires. 12th place, Matt Kenseth holding off Kevin Harvick.
And you know, Mike, I think I'm at the point in the race now where I got to start making a little bit of progress to the front. If I started near the back, and I think I'm going to win this baby, I'm going to have to be down on the inside of the cars like you see Riddiman here on Harvick. I'm going to have to be passing cars. I need to be up there toward that top 10 so I can play some strategy at the end of this 50-lapper to figure out how to get to the front.
Harv's car looks a little tight to me, like he might need maybe some sort of a little adjustment there. He looks a little tight.
Brad Keselowski may have adjusted his car against some of that yellow paint on the wall. Dick.
Now Brad Keselowski just hit the radio and told his crew that he has lost his brakes.
Well, that'll be a problem when he comes to pit road. Out there right now, he could probably live with it, but obviously trouble later.
Yeah, the whole right side of the car is really, he's hit the wall pretty hard. The whole right side is torn up.
Hendrick Chevy's battling for 9th. Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon, 5-time against 4-time. Championships, that is.
And they, you know, there's times when Jeff Gordon has gotten a little irritated with old 5-time.
And one of those guys that we talked about, Mike, kind of creeping up toward the front is Jimmy Johnson. He started outside of the top 10, he and Jeff Gordon both, and now they're inside the top 10.
But just to give you some perspective, here comes the leaders. They're at the line now, and you can see that Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson are just coming off of turn 4, so they got a lot of distance to make up.
There they are, and there are the leaders. Holding station, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards. 21 cars started this race. It was to be 22, but Trevor Bayne, the Daytona 500 winner, was unable to gain medical clearance to run this weekend. He tested well in a race car earlier this week as doctors still try to figure out